We are joined by the Nebraska Cornhuskers head coach Fred Hoiberg, along with Sam Griesel, Derek Walker, and Keisei Tominaga. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Hoiberg, then we'll take questions for the student athletes, then we'll come back to questions for Coach. Coach?
Well, this one hurts. It's it's a tough way to end our tournament. This team has meant the world to me. It's meant the world, I think, to our fan base, and it just really it crushes me for it to end this way. And I'm going to focus on the positives with this group since February after the injuries, where I'm not sure anybody thought we'd be able to get things going again and get things turned around. To have the best record in the league in the month of February with this team, with 4 rotation guys out of the lineup, I think says everything you need to know. And the leadership that these 2 guys, specifically to my right, did for this group and for what they did to flip the narrative of this program, I can't say enough about how much that means to all of us in our program and what that can do for our future. And as these guys know, and as I told them in the locker room, I'm going to do anything in my power to help them along the way. They've got incredible futures in front of them, and we owe it to them to do everything we can to put them in a really good position moving forward. And I'd be remiss to not include Emmanuel in that discussion as well for what he did to really help change our culture this year, even though he wasn't on the floor. Keisei, the stretch he has had has just been an absolute joy to be a part of. And, going out and throwing that one up, I thought it was in when it left his hands. And, just, again, this group was special. It's absolutely special. And it's going to go down without question as one of my favorite groups of players that I've ever coached, not just on the floor, but what these guys meant to our team off the floor and the chemistry that they built and how they stayed together through all kinds of adversity. And that's what I'm going to focus on with this. Congrats to Minnesota. They played great. They've been playing very well since they came back from their shutdown. And, unfortunately, we just let them get a little too comfortable early in this game. But as we've done all year, we came back. We were resilient. We kept fighting. We battled adversity. Unfortunately, we just could not quite get over the hump. We got that thing to 1 about 4 times. We just could not quite get over the hump.
Take questions for the student athletes. We'll start with Robin, front row left.
Hey, Sam. You guys were down, I think, 11 with 15 minutes left, and then, like Coach said, had multiple chances to take the lead but couldn't do it. I guess what's going through your guys' head is you get those opportunities, good looks that just aren't falling down the stretch.
I know this group, we all believe in each other, trust each other, and every time we came into the huddle, we were talking about sense of urgency, and there was never any doubt, and there never has been in any game this year for us because we have that trust, and I think that's just all the adversity that we've been through. It's brought us together, and not one time in this game did I think we were going to lose. No matter what it looked like, these guys are my brothers, and we will be friends and love each other for a very long time. But yeah, it was a tough one to end on.
We'll go to the third row.
Yeah, obviously you guys just got off the court 30 minutes ago, but do any of you have an idea of what's next for you after the season?
Derek?
My eligibility is up here, so I plan to play professionally, whether it's here or overseas. That's my plan after this.
Okay, we'll come to the front row.
Derek and Sam, we don't know what's going to happen Sunday. This could be it. How are you feeling right now? Angry, sad, all of the things, like what's going through your heads right now?
Sam, you start.
I think the initial thought is sadness, but with what this group did and just for me personally, like why I came here, it's more of a smile because it happened. Right now it sucks, it hurts, and I'm sure it hasn't really, if it is the end, it hasn't really sunk in. Obviously we're going to wait and prepare like we're going to play in postseason. We'll see what happens Sunday, but I guess if it is, just smile because it happened.
Derek, your thoughts?
Same what Griesel said. We just finished playing 30 minutes ago, so it hasn't fully set in. And like you said, we still don't know if we're playing Sunday, but it's sad, angry, just because we wanted to continue to play in this tournament, and we knew that was a game that we could get, but we also knew we shouldn't have let that game slip through our hands. So just sad, upset, a little disappointed.
Go to the second row.
Casey, what did you see on that last shot, and did you think it was going in?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna go in, but it didn't. So.
What was this experience like for you in the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, it was,
a month or so. What's it been like?
yeah, it was a very good experience for me. Like, I really love playing with this team. We have great teammates. So it was very fun for me.
Come back to Robin in the front row.
Hey, Casey, I don't know when the next time we're going to talk to you is. I guess where do things stand with you as far as your decision about to come back next season or potentially pursue other opportunities?
I haven't decided yet. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know yet.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, thank you guys. We'll continue with questions for Coach Hoiberg. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. Start with Robin in the front.
Hey, Fred, they missed the free throw at the very end there. You opted not to call a timeout. I guess what was your decision or your thought process there, and is it a hindsight situation, 2020?
Yeah, I thought Sam had a lane to the basket. I thought he had him on his hip, and he'd had some really nice finishes down the stretch for us. So I thought he had a lane to the basket. If it would have slowed down, if it would have stopped momentum, then I would have called the timeout. But Sam had a lane to the basket, and I was going to let him go. Hopefully, draw a crowd, either finish or get fouled or be able to kick out. But yeah, it's always, if it goes down, it works. You're a genius. If it doesn't, then you get questioned on it. But I thought Sam had a lane after he got that rebound. I thought he came down with the pace that he needed to and attacked. He called the timeout. They're able to set their defense. And if you're coming down in the flow and you got a lane, Sam has made great plays for us all year.
Brian in the front.
Hey, Fred, I know you can only say so much about it, but what was the explanation, I guess, on the two offensive foul calls there in the last 70 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, the explanation was that they thought they moved, and I guess right now I got to go back and watch it, and but that was the explanation, that there was movement on going into the screen.
Kind of falling off that, did it feel like if you could just get that one shot to get over the hump?
Yeah, that was the big. I mean, we just could not get the lead, and you find a way to get the lead, you get over the hump, and then who knows what the end result is, but we just could not quite. We had a couple of really good looks at the basket, and I think we were right at or maybe a little under 50% at the rim. We just did not finish like we normally do at the basket, and it's just it's tough. We executed that last play to perfection to get Casey the look. Casey shoots those in practice every day, and we switched guys around a little bit, and they executed it really well. And, that thing just unfortunately scraped off the back of the rim. But, they executed it really well and gave us a chance to send that thing to overtime.
Second row on the left.
First 20. I mean, Minnesota's had some success against you guys this year offensively, but the first 25 minutes they seem to have a lot of success. What do you feel like they were doing well, and what do you feel like you guys maybe did better in the last 15 minutes that you didn't do initially?
Yeah, I thought our urgency was better, Sam, as the game went on. I think they made 12 of 14 in one stretch in the first half. And, give them credit. They're playing good basketball right now. You look at their last 5. I think our game last week was the biggest margin at 11. Everything else has been Wisconsin was, 4. They beat Rutgers. At Illinois was 7. Penn State was a single-digit game. The team is playing really good basketball right now, and they pose problems for us with their size. That's right now for us, it would have been great to have Blaze on the floor as our most physical defender, but it's unfortunate we didn't have him this last part of the season. But they've got skilled, talented players, and their guards made shots, and you got to give them credit for coming out and doing what they did. Garcia and Battle are two of the tougher players, and those freshmen get better every time they step on the floor. So it's a talented team, and when their guards make shots, they're very dangerous.
We'll go to third row.
Yeah, it's your third time playing Minnesota. Beyond making one of the better shooting performances of the year, what do you think they did differently? What do you think? Did they do anything that surprised you?
I don't think they did anything differently. They posted us up 34 times in the last game at our place, and that's what they were doing tonight. They were going inside. Derek picked up 2 quick fouls in the first half. I think he only played 11 minutes in the first half, and that's what they do. They've got great length and size across the board. They're 7 foot, 6'11", 6'8" at the 3, 4, 5 when they go with that big lineup. And again, we've got smaller. We're giving up size at every position. I thought we rebounded the ball much better today. I think we gave them 4 offensive rebounds, and that was a big key coming into this game. And we did a solid job taking care of the ball. Those 2 offensive fouls, I think, of our 8 turnovers. And so we took care of it and we rebounded. Unfortunately, I just didn't think the urgency is where it needed to be early in that game, and they got a little too comfortable, and that's where a team gets confident.
On the right-hand side.
Coach, you guys won 9 conference games this year, the most since 2018. What are the next steps in terms of maintaining this culture and building off of this year?
Yeah, it's a great question. As I told those seniors in the locker room, they put this program in a position now to continue to move in the right direction with what they did. To change what people thought, I think, of our program. And, that month of February was so much fun for everybody. And, Pinnacle Bank Arena, that was the month we had the most home games, was on fire. And it just was a really fun group to be a part of. And, they set the table, I think, for what can be now. And, the culture where it is has to continue that way. We'll see what we look like next year. Obviously, we got some big holes to fill. A lot of that is with leadership, so we're going to have to, get the right guys in here. I think we've got a blueprint for what we want it to look like, and now we got to go out and find the right players to keep this positive trend going. And again, I look at that most wins since 17-18 season, and the best record in the league in February. That's saying something for what we went through. And again, I just will continue to point to the leadership that this group had and what those guys had on the floor, and how they fed off each other. And, it's unfortunate, that we just, with some injuries early with Derek out, and then Griesel misses a couple. And then when those other guys got hurt, I think we lost 4 straight before we really got it going again. And, those 4 losses were by a pretty wide margin. And I think that's when you look at the whatever ranking that you want to look at. I think our best one is 61, whatever it is, the SOR, the KPI. I don't know what the hell they stand for, but, that they're pretty good. I mean, we're in the 60s in both of those, and, our net's not very good. And I don't understand the net. I mean, we win at Iowa and we go up 2 spots. I just don't get it. But, those other metrics were pretty good. But we got to find a way, to compete. We'll see what non-conference, we're pretty much set with what our schedule is going to look like. And, hopefully we take care of business there. And, I'm already thinking towards next year. But, we'll see what happens Sunday. Hopefully somebody recognizes what this team did and, sees that this is one of the hotter teams or was one of the hotter teams in the league. And they give us a chance.
Take one more from Sam in the second row.
How beneficial would an opportunity to play in that be for some of your younger guys, and how would you maybe change your strategy as to who plays and who doesn't? That kind
I
of
would say that again, Sam.
How beneficial would an NIT
be? It'd be great. I mean, just to get into the postseason, it would be a phenomenal feat for everything that we went through. And, whatever happens, whether we play or we don't, I mean, these guys had an unbelievable experience getting on the court this year, young guys. I mean, look at Jamarcus Lawrence. The kid is playing as well as any freshman in the league right now. And, you look at the experience Sam got as a freshman. I think when you look at it, Wilhelm technically is still a freshman with the injury. Denham, freshman. I think I'm missing one. Oleg, freshman. I mean, you got a lot of guys out there that are really in their first and second year. They got really valuable experience and sees what it takes with the leadership and the culture. And that's what we can build on. Whether we play or not, there's a lot of really valuable lessons that these young players learned.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. That'll conclude our press conferences from this evening. We will see you again tomorrow.